Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me on Berets, and today we're covering the JP news. You know, basically ever since I've quit playing JP, there's been a question in my mind. How was I going to do this? Was I going to still log into the game to show off the news that was going on the JP side? Well, I was a little concerned about that because there are a lot of people out there on YouTube who would cry foul and say, "You're still playing the game. You said you quit." I mean, yeah, but I could log in for news. So I've kind of come up with this solution. It doesn't fit perfectly, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. Anyway, let's get some music going, because you know what? It's always cool when we have just a little bit of music. So, what is coming to JP? Well, say hello. It is about time that this character got a little bit more love. Say hello to the Madam. Madam is going to be available as your new character here on the JP side. And Madam Adele is a character that I think a lot of people out there have really been waiting for. Madame is pretty darn badass ever since the first time you meet her. Trying to get into her mansion isn't the easiest thing, but it's nice that she's going to be a playable character in the game. What should be noted is that she is not a CG character. First of all, she is not a CG. She is not a CG at all, so don't expect her to be a CG. But I know what your next question is. Is she a summon festival? Well, of course she's a summon festival. As I've said before, Alum really doesn't know what to do when it comes to marketing a lot of the times, and it was shown back in the days of the Step Up banner. Look, the Step Up banner and the Summon Festival, whether you like it or not as a free-to-player, is great for people who spend money. And yeah, I don't really enjoy admitting that because of one very specific reason. I have moved on. Even before I quit Brave Exvius, I had been 5 months without spending money in Brave Exvius, so of course I, as basically a free-to-player, was not a big fan of Summon Festivals. Summon Festivals are not good for free-to-players. Even if you think that a 5% rate is a giant improvement, it's not really, because you can still strike out pretty hard. 5% is not that great, especially when you need multiple copies of a unit. So, given the history that step-up banners became a regular thing and were essentially better for people who are paying money, of course summon festivals are now just going to be a constant thing. We've seen 3 summon festivals in a row on the JP side, and I really do think that the end of the month is, I'm pretty sure Arden is going to be a summon festival character as well, and not a CG. Summon festivals are not for CGs anymore. They are for 5-star bases. So for those of spending money, I guess this is good. For those who are, hoping to UOC her, tough titties. Anyway, so let's talk about this event. So looking at the banner, first of all, there is Madame, and Google Translate, go away because you are not accurate enough. So first of all, TMR is a materia, 30% attack, 20% extra attack when equipped with a gun or a fist. So it's basically a 50% attack materia with conditions on it. Not super incredible. I mean, it's not bad. I don't really want to say that it's bad at all, because 50% attack is a nice increase, especially if you're using guns or fists. But if you're not using guns or fists, this just isn't that strong of it, and really, I'm trying to think who can particularly use this as guns. Is kind of an little uncommon recently, but seems, for people who need attack up materia, I'm sure you can find a way to use this. Super TMR, though, is clothing. Yeah, you get her clothing. Just become friends with her. That's how it works, right, guys? Anyway, stupid jokes out of the way. Clothing, 10 defense, 55 attack, and 30% attack when equipped with a fist and stop immunity. So it is official now. Lunat's Super TMR is completely outclassed. As well as I'd say Folan's too. I know Folan's has some elemental resistance on it, but this thing is just straight up better. 10 defense, 55 attack, 30% attack bonus with a fist, and stop immunity. Stop immunity is the big thing here. I was always curious when they would just start adding that to Super TMRs, and here it is. So if your guy's already charm immune, add this to them and they're stop immune too. Not that that maybe is a big deal going into the future, because I'm trying to think of it. Stop and charm has not been a problem on the JP side for a while, so it's nice. It power creeps other super TMRs, but it's okay. I don't know how exciting it actually is. It depends on how many more trials have stop in it. But either way, let's talk about Madame's kit. Madame's kit is basically another DPS. So if you already have tons of DPS, I don't know if Madame's really going to be overly exciting. Will depend on what we see in the maintenance. But AoE Earth damage, Earth Imperil, Earth Imbue. AoE defense ignoring damage, Self MP Restore. Single target damage, Self Re-Raise, Self Barrier. Single target damage, Earth Imperil. W Madame, so double cast her abilities. A all damaging ability that hits twice and increases damage mod of other abilities. I'm going to sneeze in like half a second here, and I'm trying not to. Anyway. And also in her 7 stars, a single target that uses Limit Burst Gauge to deal heavy damage. So, Limit Burst, given all the things that seem to increase Limit Burst damage lately, this might be the direction of DPS in the future, just less focused on their own Limit Burst, while using the Limit Burst in regular abilities. Given that Noctis is Super TMR, as well as Lightning Super TMR, as well as, you know, CG Rain's regular TMR ups Limit Burst damage, it kind of makes sense that they're steering a little bit away from that, because too much into a thing is probably a bad idea. Madame is an Earth damage dealer. That probably, it depends who she can chain with, if she can chain with, or if she's supposed to be a chain finisher. There seems to be too much questions just looking at the basic data of this kit. So I'm going to say that she seems pretty good for... She'll be interesting to see whether she is a chainer or just a finisher to compete with Noctis. And if that's the case, which one is better? But it would I'm kind of expecting her to be more of a finisher. We'll see. Almers is the 4-2 6-star on this one, who is looking pretty boss with that pimp cane and that pimp hat. Okay, it's not really a pimp hat, but come on, work with me a little bit. These jokes are kind of difficult. Anyway, TMR 35 magic up accessory with MP cost down 15%. The magic didn't have me that excited, but the MP cost down is interesting, to say the least. Put that on any unit. Again, I really think that a lot of the best TMRs in the game for most players are really on the 4 stars, and this is another one. I mean, his kit is relevant in the 4-star trials, where you can only use 4-star characters, but I really think that that MP cost down is probably more interesting than anything. And there will be a special bundle in the game for those of you who have the capacity to spend on this. 10k Lapis, 1 max time will get you a 10+1 guaranteed 5-star Madam. So basically you'll get 1 Madam and you'll get an 11 pull. Best of luck, hopefully you'll get a second one in there, otherwise that's just okay. 5 regular summon tickets, 500 item world stamina pots. Ooh, woof. Definitely don't appreciate the value on that. And 1,000 trust coins, which is pretty meh. So, in this bundle, like, you're really high. I think that, you know, an 11 pull at 5k Lapis just isn't really good value anymore in this game. Really, a lot of I really think that the entire value of this is the 5-star Madam. Like, that feels where most of the Lapis is hopefully in value for most players. And I'm just not entirely sure. I mean, it's a guaranteed Madam and an 11 pull, but I just don't know if that's quite enough to make me say that this is good value or not. Really depends where Madam's value is. If she doesn't outvalue Noctis and Regina, if she is a chain finisher, if she is a chainer, really depends who you have for Earth options, I guess. And it also kind of depends, that's one other thing we haven't really talked about. I'm not sure if it doesn't really hint whether she is dual wield or true dual hand. Sprite, well, sprites can be misleading, so I'm not overly convinced one way or the other. To talk about there will also be a campaign, Madam's Mansion, by the May 20th. By completing different floors in the mansion, you will get certain rewards, about 10 Super TMR tickets, King Burst pots, 4-star ticket, a couple of regular summon tickets, some Lapis, and some max level Cactars. Pretty okay. I mean, if you've been doing the Madam's Mansion, it just seems like bonuses, but other than that, if you haven't done now, I guess you can rush it down. That can be your thing that you can do till May 20th and see how you get there. Although I remember opening Madam's Mansion was a pain in the ass, so have fun with that on the JP side. I am definitely not doing a guide for that. And last but not least, Enhancements. I have definitely been wondering where the hell the enhancements are on the JP side, and we did get some, so good job, Alum. 3 for 2 months is a little slack, though. And we are looking at basically Korrasami, Machina, and Deus. Sorry, I wanted to say Deus, because I was thinking Deus Ex Machina? I don't know. Anyway, taking a look at Machina, first of all, Stunning Slash basically gets a increase in the attack and magic down by about a total of 20%. Goes up in the number of turns, and attack magic increases just a little bit more. So yeah, Stunning Slash basically gets a little bit better. Continuing on, Siphon Sword also gets improved. Basically the same story as Stunning Slash, except, you know, it's defense and spirit orientated. Sorry. Element Trigger, then afterwards, the next one there, just make sure that it's on screen, because this setup's just a little bit weird. Nope. There it is. Gets a modifier increase. The Imperil increase goes up by 20%. Then into its second step, hit frame now changes to an 8+1, so it's going to be backloaded damage, which is definitely an improvement for Machina. Fire Imperil increased by another 40%, Ice and Lightning Imperil increases by 20%. So it seems like he'll be a fire specialty character. I'm not overly impressed by that. And continuing on, I also want to talk about, just looking at a little bit lower, basically loses his Spirit Up ability to get the chain damage increase when dual wielding. And Hometown Survivor basically gives him 30% defense, immune to stop, and 10% attack up when true dual wield. First of all, that 10% true dual wield is just whatever, who cares? Machina has never been a big damage dealer, and here nothing about this impresses me at all. He will definitely be a solid debuffer, but I mean, only really I think if he's your only option. I would still rather Orin or some of the other debuffers. Summer Fid is just so good right now, as well as Elfim. So really, I mean, if you were wondering who to UOC, I would still say Elfim by a mile. This just doesn't feel enough and seems to push Machina more towards DPS, which was never something I really considered used him for, and I don't think it's here either. But it's definitely an improvement. So for people who are Machina fans, maybe both of you, enjoy, enhance, and enjoy. Next up, Korrasami. Korrasami is basically looking like he's going to be getting extra attack and magic increase, which is good for a hybrid, as well as some ice resistance in there. Again, looks like just a double increase there. Looks like his chaining ability will get a increase in power, as well as just some general improvements. And his cooldown, well, I'm just going to double check this. I'm really interested. Korrasami looks like he might have a big ice debuff. I don't know if it'll be enough to really make him super, super good. And it looks like a lot of increases. cooldown gets reduced a fair bit, which is good. I think the cooldown is ridiculous at 10 turns. Increasing power of abilities. Increasing power of abilities, and looks like it can be used more often. And just attack and magic increases. So for people who are fans of Korrasami, looks like his cooldowns get a bit of a buff just by virtue of being able to use them more, especially the big attack buff. And it looks like he just gets a fair amount of attack and magic increases, but with no chain cap increase, it's kind of hard to say that it'll be anything super amazing. Hybrids have not been the focus at all on JP, so without really a ton more equipment at this point, I don't think Korrasami's enhancements will probably be enough, but if these enhancements were introduced on the global side, I think there you would actually have something that would be interesting and worth talking about. And Deuce is a 4-star, and as much as I love Deuce and Typo, doesn't really matter in the 7-star era. So yeah, that's basically what we're looking at. There will also be a 3-star character and some equipment from the event. First of all, an accessory with 30 attack and 10% MP. Perfectly fine for anybody who needs some accessories for attackers. A hat with 15 magic, 15 spirit, 10% magic, and 10% light resistance. Okay, and the free unit for this event is, I don't even want to like mince words, is absolute garbage to the most painful degree. Winkle is a 3 to 5-star with a TMR that is an accessory that is 3 attack, +1 defense, 10% MP and spirit, and 10% dark resistance. I don't even think that this is worth the effort trying to get this thing. This TMR is so bad. It's just so bad. I mean, I guess if someone gave it to you, you'd be like, thanks. I'll take it. Maybe the dark resistance will be good one day. Winkle is a pretty sad excuse for a free unit, but that's maybe Gentiana was so nice that they felt they had to balance it with something. Okay, I guess. So that's basically all the JP news. Madam coming to the game is interesting. It'll be nice when we have some more details about her. But overall, another Summon Festival. That makes 3 in a row currently. The Madam's bundle is there, though, for anybody who is really hard up to get Madam. At least you can guarantee yourself one for the low price of 10k Lapis. And into the enhancements, yeah, Korrasami gets some nice stuff there, but I really wish that Alan would start doing more with hybrids, because hybrids are just in this weird place right now of just getting basically nothing in the way of support. And Machina, while he gets that chain increase, 10% true dual wield, that's gotta be a misprint, right? It's gotta be a misprint. Anyway, so that's all for now, and I'll see you all in the next video when I want to talk about something else. See you then.